Hello traders, welcome to MarketAddiction.net. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2009. Today the Dow closed down 25 points, the Nasdaq was up almost 1 point, and the S&P 500 was up 2 points. So just looking at the closing prices, it doesn't look like much happened. When we zoom in intraday, you'll see that it was a little more constructive than what the final numbers make it look out to be. Starting off with the daily chart of the S&P 500, we have 10-day moving average above the 20-day, above the 50-day. 50-day moving average is starting to flatten out in here, which is definitely a good sign for the bulls. But the one thing that I don't like in here is, as we've had this move up, we've had this decline in volume. This doesn't necessarily mean that the market's about to reverse, though, as I'd pointed that out in other situations. And the market can still rise on low volume just the same as it can on high volume, and if you're short, you're going to lose money just the same. Looking at some plausible levels to the upside, we're getting up close to this $88 level. It looks like we might be trying to get up there before maybe that'll be where we run into some resistance. But I don't know. Nobody does. We'll have to wait and see. That's the next logical level for us to go to. Looking at the 60-minute chart, you see we had this gap up a few days ago, some consolidation. Been slowly grinding up. Looking at the 10-minute chart over the last 2 days, you can see that this morning he started to pull back a little bit, then rallied up throughout most of the day, and then at the end of the day we had a little bit of a sell-off here, which brought us down and made the closing numbers look a little worse than what they actually were. But overall, it was actually a constructive day. Let's see. We'll look at the Qs. They're the Nasdaq. They're still above this horizontal area of resistance here, which looks like it may act as support now if we do get a pullback. It's looking a little more bullish here in the Nasdaq. We have the 10-day moving average above the 20-day, which is above the 50-day. Zoom in all the way to the 10-minute chart. You can see similar setup here. The only thing is with the Nasdaq, we had trouble getting through the highs of last week. We pretty much came up and hit those, and then that's where we got the resistance at the end of the day. Unlike the S&P, where we'd actually put in a higher high in here. But we're still looking good. Looking at back at the Nasdaq 60-minute chart. Intermediate term, we're still on an uptrend. Short term, you can say we're still on an uptrend. We have this 5-day moving average still pointing up. Going back to the S&P, same situation. Uptrend on the 60-minute chart. Uptrend on the 10-minute chart. So there's really not a lot of reason to get short in here. I exited one position today. I got out of HUN, which came up and hit my target at $4.20. I'd posted this on Twitter. I mentioned that I'd be posting my live trades on Twitter instead of posting them to my blog. It's a little bit faster that way, and I think a little bit easier to follow. So I'm going to be doing that. There should be a link on the side to my Twitter page, so you can just click on that and you can check it out. I'd entered a new position, which I had posted on Twitter, which was IRE. This here is the chart that I had posted on my blog. The 30-minute chart, it looked like we was breaking above a little bit of resistance in here, this previous high of this 5-day moving average pointing up. I put my stop below this previous higher low in here, and I'm looking for a run up to right around the $6.75 level, which looking back at the chart is this low back here in October. So I'm not looking for a real big move in it. Still a good risk-reward ratio though. I got a fairly tight stop on it. So this one looks like it could play out nicely. As you can see, it had this big volume here whenever we had this run up, some lower volume on the consolidation. That's the kind of patterns I'm usually looking for. To give you a couple of stocks on my watch list for tomorrow, I'm looking at ZLC, which is calling alongside. You have the 10-day moving average above the 20-day, above the 50-day, and they're all pointing to the upside. We have this higher high in here. Zoomed into the 60-minute chart, you can see a little bit better. We're in an uptrend here. We have these higher lows, higher high. What I'm looking to see in this one is to get back above this level here, back above this 5-day moving average. If I did enter it sometime soon, my stop would probably be right below this level. It's right around $3.80. Zoom back out to the daily chart. My target would be probably just right up around this level. Also not looking for a real big move in this one. If I do enter any of the long positions, I'll have tight stops on them. Since the market is getting fairly extended and looks like it may be coming to a resistance level. So another stock I'm looking at is XOM. This is called the short side. I like to have both long and short setups on my watch list. This one has a declining 50-day moving average. It's been in a downtrend here. Looking at this 60-minute chart, so we have these lower highs. This looks like it's starting to get weak in here. It's been going sideways for a while. The 5-day moving average is pointing down. I think if we get a break below this level, I think we could see some more selling come into this one. Looking back at the daily chart, I think we could come back down to this, let's see here, $61, $62 level. So I think this one's looking pretty good for a short sale. And as always, I have several other really good setups on my watch list, so be sure to check it out. You can find that at my website at marketaddiction.net. If you're just watching this video on YouTube, be sure to check out the links on the side. Stop back and have a great day.